Okay, let's get started. We're starting about 10 minutes late because of the length of the planetarium show. Is this on, or am I just listening to me?
It's on.
Okay, good. Yeah, nobody's listening. So we'll call the meeting to order here, and we'll rush through the administrative part. I want to remind people of the radio show hosted by the Baron here on KZSB 1290 AM from 9 to 10 AM. This coming Monday on the 2nd, or no, this Monday. The next second and the 4th Monday. Okay. And also a reminder now that now we're into the new year, we need to sign up for the background check if you haven't done that, and if you want to do outreach so that we're covered by the museum's insurance policy. Otherwise, you'll have to come to the outreaches as a customer.
Did you do it yet?
Did I do it? I'm halfway done it. Yeah. Okay, then, for those of you, I think most people know that the quadrangent meteors shower is going on right now. Or it actually was, I think, last night. It has an unusually short 8-hour-long peak. And the radiant is on the edge of Buddhist, so I don't know why they call them the Buddhists. But anyway, if you're looking for meteors, the skies are going to be clear until the rain starts tomorrow. And those of you that get up earlier, which is not me, the planets and the moon are collecting in the pre-dawn sky. So Tom showed us a drawing at lunchtime of what he saw when he got up early. Also, comet 46P Wirtanen was the brightest on December 16, near 4.2 magnitude. Its perihelion was December 12. It's currently in Lynx, and it's fading rapidly, so it's definitely below visual, but it's a telescope object. So, with that, Adrian Lopez is visiting us from Caltech. And I decided you were right on that gravity question.
Oh, thank you.
So I don't see Javier here. Okay. And I know the treasurer, Colin, is not here tonight. The treasury is looking good for us. We're at the next administrative meeting a week from tomorrow. We're going to set the budget for the year. Our secretary, Jason, is he here? No, okay, I'm gonna have to have a talk with the troops here. Newsletter and workshop comments from Tom Whittemore, if you wish.
Just want to thank those who've been, sending articles. Thank Jerry. Photos. Bruce Murdoch sent several beautiful images. So he captured. Must have been a couple of days ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah. Also, there's a blow up. You can see the phases of Venus and the Moon.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
it's really great. Okay, of course, there's always my crazy jokes. Yeah, and thank you, Jerry, for constantly feeding. And so I'm always obviously looking for stuff. So please extended. Workshop, we're not gonna meet until the 15th, I think,
Yeah,
because of the Telescope Tuesday, things like that.
right, and the holidays.
Yeah.
Okay. Equipment manager, Art.
Bonnie is actually here. No, we are, I'm gonna try to sell off a couple of the telescopes we have in our storage envelope. One's a Celestron 9¼ in nice condition. Go-to, and the other one will be also go-to, a Meade 12-inch, nice condition. And they're just taking up too much space and we don't use them.
Yeah, if we don't use them, we need to make money off them. Good luck on selling them. I mean that in a happy way.
Well, they are popular telescopes.
They are good telescopes. And comments from our merch manager, Pat?
Comments, well, just one big one, because I got the blankets here tonight, and they have a beautiful color logo on them. So there it is, that's how big they are. I understand that dogs and cats like it, so you have to get that away from them quickly. They're only $30, and I've got a whole bunch today, and please, come. And look there. Yeah, they're very warm, thank you.
And by the way, we have one of the blankets, they're nice and warm too. Even though they look kind of thin, they're nice and cozy.
It's great if you're a couch potato, I can vouch for that.
Thank you.
And we have the usual array of cups and tote bags and clothing for the people that are looking to update their wardrobes. The merch manager, okay, next is the food couple, Tom and Says.
All right, let's do that. So thank you very much for all our volunteers here. Jerry and Pat, and Chuck and Pat, and Ray, and Diane and Russell. Thank you guys very much. And we don't have anyone signed up for the rest of 2019, so if you would, we'd really appreciate it if you want to volunteer and bring in stuff that you want to bring in. So put your name on the
So
list.
this is the last night we eat, huh?
Yeah.
This last time we did this, right? We'll bring in bubblegum next week.
Art's gonna really miss this.
All right, that's good for us.
Okay, thanks. And now, yes,
What were the prices of the telescopes that for sale to the club?
I don't think he mentioned that.
No, I don't know yet. I have to talk to Paul.
Cheap,
He's all the dealer.
Cheap.
And there's a discount for this price for club members.
Price to sell.
Definitely.
There'd be a couple thousand a piece, I bet you. So
Paul Wynn has a marketplace thing or a store online, so he's always very aware of what will sell and what won't sell, what the right price is. So we rely on him for estimating those what we offer them for. And now we have the outreach from Chuck.
Okay, quiet minds.
there's our home outreach. Where'd it go? Where? Calendar. Oh, there it is.
Okay, meeting was the first thing, and we're getting that over with. Then Tuesday is Telescope Tuesday. We moved to the second Tuesday of the month for this year so that we can try to keep up with first quarter moon, which means that this Tuesday we don't have much moon to look at, unfortunately, but it'll maximize our first quarter moons for the year, being out there under all the lights. And I don't know if the Christmas tree will be still set up, and we're gonna have to deal with that right where we set up, but
They got it down.
okay, good, it's down, all right. So we, you know, it's not the greatest place to observe, but there's lots of victims wandering around. And then next Saturday, second Saturday of every month, is the star party here, and before that at 5 o'clock, we have the meeting in the classroom right over here, and pizza and planning for the year. And we've got some stuff actually, you know, coming close to plan for, like this, coming up in case we want to try to do something for it. And then there's also the transit of Mercury in November that's kind of not in our normal rotation of things to do. And then Thursday, the 17th, up in San Ynez, at San Ynez Elementary School, they're going to have Nuts, Night Under the Stars. And that's a big parcel that has two schools that are called San Ynez. There's San Ynez
The elementary school.
One's elementary and one is the charter school. So there's two elementary schools called San Ynez Elementary kind of up there, and this is the one on the western edge, so more toward 101 that we set up, and we set up in their central plaza, and they usually have a spaghetti dinner in their all-purpose building for volunteers. And then third Friday of every month, Westmont out at the observatory there, and the big scope is working again, so that's good. And then on the 20th, we have a total lunar eclipse. So it's a good time for us. We get to see all of it from, the partial phases start at 7:34 and end at 10. Everything ends at 10:51, and we got totality for a little over an hour. So it should be pretty nice and hot.
Where are the scopes gonna be?
Well, that's just it. We haven't planned anything for it because it's kind of not one of the normal things. Now, that's not a thing you really need a scope for. So I don't know that we will do anything, but it's best viewed from a place where you get a good view of the eastern sky. Although it'll be pretty hot, by 10 o'clock when things are going on. And then on the 24th, Science Night. We're sort of starting up into the Science Nights that will go till May. Brandon School out there in Goleta, and we set up in their little central courtyard, and they actually have a little pedestal that we set up our scopes on. And they have pretty good food usually for volunteers, in case that's your motivation. And then on Friday, the 25th, Midland School up in San Ynez on Figueroa Mountain Road, right across from the ex-Glove Ones Ranch up there. And pretty dark, as long as you avoid the lights around the entrance to his ranch. And so they're like a boarding school up there, and they have a pretty nice place.
We set up in a big parking lot, right? That's the way.
It's like they have kind of like a dirt lot where we set up. We have before gone and set up on their soccer field, which it turns out was not a good idea because the message doesn't get out to everybody at the school, and their sprinklers come on at about 10 o'clock. So we'll probably be in the dirt courtyard entrance area there. That's kind of closer for all the students. What they usually do is they tell the students, okay, it's usually on one of their free activity nights, and so they have an option of coming out and looking through our scopes, or going into a nice warm room somewhere and watching movies, which sometimes we win that battle and sometimes we don't. And then the 31st, Science Night at Hope School, and we set up just right next to their big auditorium in there, right as you come into the parking lot. Yeah, that's right, yeah. This isn't fixed on the webpage, but it's fixed in the newsletter, so it's actually a Thursday the 31st. So that's our events for January. And I just want to do a little quick summary. I've got all the events down and everything for 2018. We had 221 events with 18 cloudy, smoky events. And we had about 68 volunteers that participated. We had attendance of 14,712 for the year. And that brings us, for our total since we started keeping totals in 2003, to 209,406.
With the forecast for rain this coming weekend, is, the Vandenberg Air Force Base is still gonna do their launch on Sunday?
Oh, that's been delayed until at least January 6th, last I heard.
Oh.
So,
Well, what, January 6th?
oh, it is?
Yeah.
Why am I thinking 31st? Yeah, okay, yeah. I would bet that I don't know that they need visibility, they just need to get people off and not have high altitude winds. But who knows?
So you haven't heard either way?
I haven't heard either way. They just said at least the 6th, and I haven't heard them set a date yet, so.
Or time.
Or time, yeah. Spaceflightnow.com, anyway, will tell you that.
And then there's a Falcon 9 the next day, I think.
Right, there's a Falcon 9 going off sometime soon that has the last set of Iridium satellites going up to replace the older Iridium
I thought
satellites.
that one just went up from the East Coast.
That was the GPS.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so say goodbye to Iridium flares. I think they're keeping some of the old ones as spares, just in case, so there might be a couple of satellites still that do the flares, but they're not maintaining them, the rotation rate, their self-rotation rate and all that as tightly, and so it'll probably be harder to get predictions for the Iridium flares, although they might still happen, so. Bummer for that, but the radio astronomers will be happy.
As to the schools, they all need proof of insurance and registration and all of that?
Good question. Recently, some of the Goleta Unified School District campuses have been saying, we cannot drive onto their campus and unload our equipment unless we provide them 2 weeks in advance with the names of everybody that's gonna come, plus all their insurance information.
So we don't go.
So I basically told them, I can't do that, I don't even know who's gonna show up, right? Because we're chaotic. So I know that for that reason, we did not do Hollister School last year. This year, they have come back and said, don't worry, we will do whatever we have to do to get you on campus. The other school, Kellogg School, the principal actually, I sent an email, they were the first ones to say that they needed that. And I sent them an email saying, we're a bunch of old curmudgeonly retired engineers, and so if you make us do this 2 weeks in advance, and then we show up and you don't check that we jive with what you got sent, we're gonna be pissed off, right? And so she said, don't worry, and so I said, why don't you just shortcut this whole thing, and when we arrive, you ask us for our proof. You know, will that make you happy? She said, that's fine with me. So that's what we do there. And I'm hoping that's what Hollister will do, and some of the other schools, nobody's mentioned it, and so I haven't brought it up.
So in the San Ynez Valley, you don't have that?
We don't have that problem, as far as I know.
Mainly Goleta is usually.
Just Goleta Union School District. So Hope is not in that district. You know, there's a whole bunch of little sub-districts and things, so Peabody I don't think is in it, and, well, that's like Santa Barbara, yeah. And Hope isn't in it, that's probably Santa Barbara too. Vieja Valley, you know. Yeah, so I think we're good,
Yeah.
you know,
But
especially.
that's completely separate from us doing our background checks when we
Yeah,
represent
yeah.
the museum.
Yeah, that's a different
Yeah.
insurance thing. So at the museum, in order for them to cover us under their liability insurance, they want people to undergo a background check and make sure we're not a bunch of child molesters going out there and stuff like that. And so there's a process. It's through Rebecca Coulter here at the museum. You can email her, say you're with the AU and you need to go through the background check. She will generate a document that has a unique number for you. She will email it to you in PDF format, and you fill that out and bring that with you to the sheriff's substation, or you can do it to the police station in Santa Barbara, but I think it's really an easy process at the sheriff's substation there, or, you know, by the dump out there. And you go in and, you know, you stick your fingers on this. Now they have a little electronic reader. You don't have to stick your fingers in the ink. And you stick your fingers on that, and Art, you know, of course, being, you know, having sandpapered off his fingerprints, they couldn't get them for him, but for the, you know, it seems to be a pretty good process. And it costs something like $7, and then you keep your receipt and send it to the museum, and they will reimburse you for that process. And then eventually they will send you one of these, which says you're good.
And the other thing is, you changed all the rules as to outreach. You bring the food, you don't have to do any outreaches in the cold at Baccarat.
If being a foodie here counts as an outreach, and you don't need insurance for that. Of course.
We should have that.
Yeah.
But
I don't think there is stomach insurance.
you have to bring the food 6 times to get your
Yeah,
discount.
yeah. So people who do six helpings at outreaches get free membership for the
I
next year.
think Diana Russell probably qualified for sure.
Yeah, okay.
I know we do.
So we have I think 40 people. You know, it's not 40 memberships, because some are family memberships. We have like 40 people that have qualified for that this year. So out of the 68, that's not. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Let's move on to introduce the Vice President, Ron, and he will introduce our speaker.
Somebody to introduce. All right. Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you folks for coming out on a cold night. Everything you've ever wanted to know about accretion disks, but were afraid to ask. Accretion disks are us. This man knows. I understand that Dr. Blaze has spoken before, but it was before I joined, so I didn't have the pleasure. Tonight we will. And I have some questions for him. Ladies and gentlemen, introduce and give a hand to our astrophysicist from UCSB, Dr. Omer Blaze.